close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hey everybody, so we lost Brooke somewhere, so hopefully she'll be back in a minute. Can you hear me still okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. We hooked up the Wi-Fi, so we should be good now.
Yay!
I know. So you are not Brooke and you're not Angela. This is Lori. So for those of you guys just joining us, Lori is one of our administrators with Trucker Safety Divas. She's our right-hand person. You guys are going to be seeing a lot more of her. And she had some experience on the topic that we were talking about tonight. And Angela Clark really didn't. So we had Lori on the show. And one of the things we want to mention is we're going to start showcasing more of our divas on here. There's Brooke.
Sorry, now I'm having internet issues.
Oh, no problem. So, but we just want to let you guys know that you know, it'll still be Brooke, Angela, and Angie, me. I get so confused. Me, Angela, Brooke. There we go. But we want to start showcasing more of our divas. And that way, you know, occasionally Brooke gets a night off, occasionally Angela gets a night off, and occasionally I get a night off so that we're not stuck having to do show every Saturday night. All right. So I guess we'll start with Lori. How was anything new with you this week? I know you're still at home.
I am. Just running around doing my normal, but guess what happens on Monday?
What happens on Monday?
The drywall people come out. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness, it's about time, huh?
Right? Yes. So all week, it's going to be nothing but fixing the roof. So it's going to be busy. It's going to be busy, but that's okay. I'm ready.
Get her done, right?
Right?
Well,
yes.
hey, busy's a good thing, though. Keep yourself busy, especially because James is on the road right now. So,
yeah, he'll be home another 2 weeks.
That's cool.
Wonder.
What's it looking like on you guys moving over to the other company?
We are in a standstill right now. Warner decided to put an accident on his record that wasn't technically an accident.
Oh no!
So we're fighting that to get that accident removed. So
that's so good.
That's crazy.
So yeah, we might have to involve an attorney and all kinds of stuff to get it removed. So.
Oh gosh. So Brooke, I know Johnny's home, right?
Very scary. He is. Tell Monday.
So okay. So how's it going with him being home?
Fabulous. We're getting lots done, and it's good.
That's good.
I'm excited to have him home. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to get to my pictures here.
And you got a brand new baby. Did you already tell everybody?
No, there he is.
Aww.
Yeah, we got
to handsome.
We got here like Thursday early afternoon, like 1 o'clock-ish. Oh, Thursday morning. And I took my daughter to the mall and took her out walking, and then she wound up having the baby that night. So wound up doing good. We wound up making her walk the baby out.
Wow.
He is a doll.
Yes, he's cute. And then I was rushing all day today because I took my older two grandsons to go to Peter Piper Pizza, which I've never been to before. It's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese. Pizza was better though. So we went there, and then I went to Walmart and did all the grocery shopping so my daughter wouldn't have to. So I was like rushing in tonight. Oh, I have the pen and paper. I totally forgot.
Okay. We gotta do what we gotta do, you know?
Yes.
Right.
So I did want to mention
take care of our family.
Yes. So we wanted to mention, and I totally forgot to make a commercial for it, but I made other stuff. So, but we at Trucker Safety Divas have started a new fundraiser. Actually started yesterday for Susan G. Komen Foundation. And we're going to be raising money throughout the whole month of October towards the Susan G. Komen Foundation. None of the money goes to us. It goes directly to the foundation. And the one thing I found out also, through the month of October, for everybody who makes a donation to the Susan G. Komen Foundation, they will triple the donation. So in other words, if you decide that you want to donate $25, they will actually make it $75. So
Nice.
you can go to Trucker Safety Divas all through the month of October and see that. This is a long one. Yeah. Good Saturday evening to you, sweet lady. Sorry I missed some of the show. Oh, we just started, Rita. You're good. But I wanted to say hello. Wish you well tonight on the show. Have a great weekend. God bless, and have a wonderful week ahead. She's always so sweet.
Aww.
And then, let's see. All right, I'm writing names here, too. Hey, Lori. Lori had a birthday this week. Lori said, hey, Miss Rita. So I want to say hi to Lori. We also wanted to mention, I know, we're going to have some giveaways every week that we have our show through the month of October. We'll be giving away some breast cancer shirts and also some jewelry, which I'll be showing later on tonight. And so we'll be doing a drawing at the end of the show. Larry's going to do the whole wheel and do all that good stuff. So got a lot of hellos coming in here. Let's see. Hey, Big Mike. Mike says, hey, ladies, I find you. Okay.
Woo-hoo!
So before
he sending me messages. I can't find you.
it's not hard. We're streaming on 8 different platforms, so hopefully everybody found us. So I'm going to go, before we get into our topic tonight, which tonight we're talking about suicide awareness and prevention amongst truckers. And the reason that we're talking about that is because statistics are showing that through November through January is the time that we tend to lose more truck drivers due to suicide. And part of that's because of the holidays, but we'll get more into that later on. So we want to make sure that we did an awareness show on that. But I am going to take just a quick break because we got some really good commercials here from the guys. And so I want to, if I can figure this out here, showcase the guys real quick. So we're going to take just a quick break and do one of the commercials here.
Okay.
Brush, jugs, cans, fun bags, Tatas, the twins, the Thelma and Louise, the Tinnies, Kazungas, the Golden Globes, the headlamps. Hey everybody, this is Pat, the Trucker's View. No matter what you call them, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Make sure to get your breast checked. It is very important to do that. And ask your loved one to help. If not, hey, give me a call. I might be able to do it, you know. But just a little quick side note, everybody. Breast cancer is not just a woman's thing. Men, 1% of all breast cancer victims are men. So men, check yourselves out too. Make it a date night. You and the wife. Check out the boobs. Hey, catch y'all on the next show.
Oh my God. Okay, that was so funny. I wish we could have gotten all the guys to. Oh, it looks like Brooke froze.
Oh, that
Okay, so I wish.
As I'm having.
That's okay. So that was our Pat from Trucker's View, Heather's husband. It was so funny because he did that this morning, like right before he even woke up, and so I really appreciated it. And then hopefully we're going to get one from Johnny too. I know he had a crazy busy day, so hopefully we'll get one from Johnny, and we have one from Larry later on in the show too. But we wanted to stress the importance of breast cancer awareness and making sure you guys are doing your self-exams. We're putting lots of great information up on Trucker Safety Info. I put up a video yesterday on how to do a self-exam because I don't know that all women know the proper way to do that. And so we wanted to make sure that we put all that information up. Sorry, guys, I'm writing as I'm talking, multitasking here. Okay, so Lori, we'll start with you if you don't mind, and let you talk about your segment, and then we'll move on. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
However you want to do it.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
Now, do you want to talk about the story or?
Yeah. However you want to. It's your platform.
Okay. So, how do I want to start that? About 6 years ago, I wound up in severe depression, and it wasn't because I was in a chair. I was in depression before that. My depression was so bad to where I sat on the couch and I stared at the walls. I didn't cook, I didn't clean, I didn't want to get dressed, I didn't want to take baths, I didn't want to do nothing. And so finally, I was admitted twice for almost committing suicide. I wound up in a mental home. And then from there, it was a really, really hard road to be able to come back to life again, I guess you would say, I was a very weak individual. I didn't know who I was. So it was a rough road. It was a lot of therapy, a lot of using coping skills, which I'm gonna go over that. And a lot of talking. And that's one thing. If you're feeling depressed or anxiety or panic attack, reach out to somebody. Don't be afraid to talk, because the more you bottle up, the more it's going to get worse. You've got to be able to talk to somebody, no matter how bad you think the situation, or even if it's just a minor thing, you got to talk. That's a big, big key.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that too, because I wouldn't talk to people. I was afraid people would judge me because of the situation I was in.
I was going to say, if you don't mind, can you, because a lot of people may not know, but you were confined to a wheelchair for a long time, and so that took away a lot of your independence.
I was confined to a wheelchair for about 2 years. I could maybe walk about 5 or 10 minutes, and I was in severe pain. We went to doctors after doctors, and they did test after test, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. So after so long of being in the chair, I said, enough is enough. I can't do this. I can't live like this anymore. And my depression was getting worse because being back in that chair.
Right.
We even had to strap the chair back in the back of the truck so I could be able to get into places. So finally, I just started slowly walking and healing my own self. It was a lot of pain, but I got to where when we stopped at truck stops at the end of the night, James would park in the back 40 basically. And so that gave me strength to walk into the truck stops. After a couple months of doing that, I was able, the wheelchair's sitting here, but I was able not to use a wheelchair and not to use a cane no more. So that helped with the depression. And now I bounced back. I'm me again. In fact, one of my friends that I've known for 17 years just posted on my story. She's like, yeah, you had a hard road. I'm like, you're right, I did. If you guys would have known me then, it wouldn't have been pretty. I'm serious. It wasn't a pretty thing.
Well, I think that's the hardest thing is when you have your independence taken away like that and you have no explanation as to why. I mean, I could understand why you would get to that point.
Well, that and the depression, a lot of people think that depression's just a word, but it's not. I have a clinical depression, so what mine is my brain doesn't fire right. It doesn't function properly like it's supposed to. So I have to stay on medication for the rest of my life. I have no choice.
Right.
But there is other depressions out there, in which I'll go over those here shortly. There's just, I don't know how to word it without crying too much. It was just difficult. It was really difficult, and I still fight it every day with my depression. But the thing that gets me through a lot of my times is I've got to think positive, and I can't have negativity in my life. So, you know. Okay, so I have some things for you guys. Let me just grab those up real fast. And I thought this would be kind of interesting to know. So there's 10 high states that actually that suffer the most from suicide. That is Wyoming, Mexico, Montana, Alaska, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, West Virginia, and Nevada. Nevada and Oklahoma. Those are the states that suffer the worst of suicide rates.
Wow, I did not know that.
Interesting.
Right? I didn't know that either. And I was reading something earlier before the show. And then the signs of depression. I wanted to talk about this real fast. Let me get to it. Okay.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I did want to mention that Robert Gray was saying that he understood where you were coming from. He said he had a sister that also had a nervous breakdown. So
that's what it was. Yeah, I hit rock bottom. You know. Okay, let me. Okay, so there's different like depression out there. Sorry, I gotta get to it. It's a long story. Okay, here we go. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
You're okay, honey.
All right, so your major depression, of course, is like people like me who has to be on medication for their entire life. There's different like characteristics to it, like a chemical malfunction in the brain, people that have to be in a mental institution for the rest of their life. Those are like your major depression things. Then there is just a persistent depression. It's just like, how to explain it? It's a disorder, yes, but they don't have to take the medication. They can keep it under control by taking therapy and going to see counselors and stuff like that, doing groups, that kind of thing. Then there is your seasonal. A lot of people will get depressed during seasons. So you got your seasonal depression. You have bipolar.
I'm more of a seasonal person for sure.
Are you?
Oh, definitely.
My mom is too.
Yeah.
It's hard. Sorry, hold on. I had a message. Then, of course, you got your bipolar or your manic. And what that is, of course, people fluctuate in their moods. Like 1 minute you're happy-go-lucky and you're ready to conquer the world, and then 2 seconds later you're like, really? I don't want to do this crap. You're Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in those kind of moments. So manic and bipolar, you have to be on medication also, because that's the only way to get it under control. And then you have your situational. Your situational is like being raped, being abused, stuff like
Traumatic
that. That's
events.
weird. Yeah. Right. Yeah. PTSD, that's your situational kind of. The more physical, emotional stuff.
Yep.
Atypical. Then there's atypical. And atypical, I don't really know too much about. Let me see.
I gotta look up a story.
Okay, atypical, it says, is on eating disorders, insomnia, weight pain, feeling of rejection. That's your atypical depression.
Interesting.
So there's like 5 or 6 different depressions out there.
Yeah. I was going to get to just a couple comments real quick, and then Lori said, I went into depression after my mom passed away because it was so unexpected. I went to my doctor. She prescribed meds, and I took it for 6 to 9 months. I also went into menopause at the same time, and I was fortunate it wasn't deep.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
And one of the things that we've talked about in past shows, when it comes to depression or stuff like that, a lot of times being a truck driver, it's very hard to be prescribed any type of medication to help you out. So unfortunately, you have to figure out alternative paths to try to deal with depression. And the biggest thing I would say is reach out. I'm not saying that you have to call the suicide prevention line. However, we do have that number for you shortly. But I think the most important thing is to reach out, because if you know that you're at that point, that life is feeling so bleak that there's nothing left for you to do, then it's time for you to reach out. We got another comment here from Tim I wanted to mention. He said, depression sucks. Getting sick with COVID and losing my freedom to breathe. I struggle daily. I want so bad to breathe freely again like I used to. COVID, I think COVID has brought out the absolute worst as far as depression and anxiety. I know for me, I've never had anxiety in my life until COVID came around, and then all of a sudden now I've got anxiety. I think it's brought out the worst. But I do know that this is like the worst time of year when it comes to truck drivers and truckers' wives, unfortunately, because it's the holidays. A lot of us can't go home. Not only do you have Thanksgiving, but you've got Christmas, and then you've got New Year's. So that's the reason we're bringing this topic up. And because just not even 3 weeks ago, we had a 37-year-old driver that killed himself. And I know last year during this time, I can think off the top of my head 6 friends that I lost.
Yeah.
So, and they were truckers and truckers' wives. So it is something that maybe people who aren't truck drivers don't realize, but it's pretty serious. I am going to do just a quick commercial break, and then, actually, no, I'm not. Lori, I'm sorry. Was there something more that you wanted to say? Because I didn't want to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Talking about anxiety and stuff. I didn't deal with.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Did she freeze? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. You keep going.
I didn't have panic attacks or anxiety attacks till my second time in the mental hospital. I guess from what the doctor said, I had it, but it wasn't strong yet. And then the second time I was hospitalized, I went crazy. I felt like I was enclosed. And I didn't know what was going on top of the depression. So now, yeah, I have anxiety and I have panic attacks, like awful, like really awful. They get so bad to where I feel like I'm in a 4x4 cell and no windows, no doors. I feel like I can't get out of it. So I'm really, really stressing that if you guys are feeling that way, come talk to somebody. It doesn't matter who you talk to, but at least talk.
Yes, that's the absolute most important thing. And so often people get to that point and the last thing they want to do is reach out. But that's the most important. To me, I think I don't know, suicide to me is so preventable. It's so preventable. The hardest step for anybody is to reach out. And I know it's hard. I've been there. I understand it's the hardest step, but it's the most important step if it's going to save your life.
It is.
Heather just said anxiety attacks are the worst.
Oh, they are.
Heather and I have talked quite a few times about that. It's a not feeling in control and just feeling overwhelmed, and anxiety ridden is no fun. And then Lori Leach said COVID also has long-term side effects. It affects everybody differently. It's so true. They're still learning on all the side effects of COVID. I mean, it's crazy. I did want to, before we go to commercial break, and we were talking about suicide, I did want to kind of touch base on that article to kind of give you guys an idea of the plight and how it affects truckers. This is actually an older CDL article back from 2019. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because it kind of showcases suicide in the trucking industry. It says the plight of 2 truckers, a father and son, who died by suicide within 24 hours of each other. and I will never forget this as long as I live. A father and a son, both truckers, killed themselves. 26-year-old Andreas Urgelis and his father, also named Andreas, both passed away from suicide within 1 day of each other. They both reportedly committed suicide at an Alabama truck stop. The father reportedly committed suicide at an Alabama truck stop after learning that his son, Junior, had killed himself at his home just the day before. This happened 2 years ago, and I remember exactly when it happened because it tore the trucking community. I mean, I honestly think it was the first time that truckers were openly talking about suicide and depression and how they could relate and how they could feel. I think it was the first time where you would see male truckers openly talking about, yeah, I suffer from this. Yeah, I've had suicidal thoughts out here. And I think that the tragic nature of the father and son, who were both truck drivers, they were both over-the-road truck drivers, killing themselves, was the first time that I ever saw truckers actually openly discussing it, that yes, I've been there, done that, it affects me, what can we do to change this? And then after that, there was a couple really great groups that started being formed on Facebook to help with mental illness and to offer people a place to go. We also have one called Truckers Mental Health. But I can tell you right now, there's about 3 great ones on Facebook. All you have to do is type in Truckers Mental Health, and you're going to find 2 or 3 great Facebook groups that you can join. Nobody's going to judge you, and you can reach out for help.
Absolutely.
I am going to do one more commercial break, and then Brooke will come back for you, okay?
Good morning, everybody. It's morning here in Arizona. Not sure what time it is, but this is an awareness of Breast Cancer Month. Just an announcement. Make sure everybody checks your breasts. I got 2 of them here. Okay? Make sure you do your exams and mammograms. Get your appointment for a mammogram and self-check your breasts. Even guys, the breasts, just little circles. Just feel for the lump. Everybody should do it. Everybody should do it. Check your breasts. Check it yourself. Check your partners. Have your partner check yours. And get your mammogram. Do it.
Okay, I think my husband was almost threatening you, and then on top of that, he was also showing his boobies, so I apologize.
I loved it. I was like, oh, he's just like rubbing his nipples. He was totally getting into it. He's loving it. He was being serious. But
He's like, now how exactly do I do breast self-exam again? Oh my God. Lord help me.
That was cute.
I loved it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, sugar. Sorry. Okay. I was trying to make sure I wanted to make sure I had your banner up here. Before I forget, I did want to mention something real quick. Lori, I'm going to put up this poster, but I want you to kind of tell everybody about this. You're doing a little fundraiser for Trick or Treater. Or for Trick or Treater. Oh my God, Treater Trucker. Lord help me. I'm thinking Halloween, I guess.
So, starting Monday, I will be doing a fundraiser for Treater Trucker. 50 cents of everything I sell, which I do run a paparazzi business. It'll be going to Treater Trucker. So come join me. I'll be live Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'll just post pictures and flash sales. But if you don't want to buy jewelry, that is okay. Donations are accepted.
And we will have all the information for you guys on Truck and Safety Divas, and we appreciate Lori helping us out. And I guess I have Halloween on the mind because I didn't even know what the heck my name of my own group was.
It's all good.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, Lori Leach, Larry says, way to go, Larry.
Right?
Hey, Pat did a good job too, though.
He did.
He did.
All the
I
different
loved
names
his
for
too.
boobs.
Right. He's like
And he did that.
tatas, boobs, whatever. Yeah. I love it.
And he did that. He did that like being awake after only being up for like 10 minutes. Impressive.
You're right. He did great.
Oh, Okay, Brooke, I'll let you have the floor, and I'll put up your banner and get rid of us so that everybody can concentrate on your banner.
No problem. And if I cut out, I'm so sorry, guys. Our internet has a mind of its own tonight, and in the house I have one bar, so
Oh no.
I'm trying really hard. So I hope it stays through while I just get it out of my mouth.
Okay, we'll try. Here you go.
Okay. All right. So what I wanted to talk about, guys, tonight is a couple things. The information I gathered is on the AFS. That's the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Okay. So just some information for you. There's no single cause for suicide. Suicide most often occurs when stress comes together with health issues to create an experience of hopelessness and despair. Okay, so I want to talk to you about warning signs. And this is in everyday life and in trucking. So these are things to look out for with people that you know and love. If a person talks about killing themselves, if they talk about feeling hopeless, if they talk about having no reason to live, if they talk about being a burden to others, if they talk about feeling trapped, if they talk about unbearable pain, those could be signs, okay, that they're reaching out for help. Behavior that may signal risk, especially when related to a painful event, loss, or change in their life, right? So behaviors like increased use of alcohol or drugs, looking for a way to end their lives, such as searching online for methods, withdrawing from activities, isolating from their family and friends, sleeping too much or too little, visiting or calling people to say goodbye, giving away prized possessions, aggression, fatigue. And then when it comes to mood, you know, people who are considering suicide often display one or more of the following moods: depression, anxiety, loss of interest, irritability, humiliation, shame, agitation, anger, relief, and sudden improvement. Now, um, I don't know, and you can go ahead and there's a helpline on the bottom of this here. This is for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention helpline. That's the 1-800-273 8255 number. And you guys can go ahead and come back in. So I just wanted to tell a little bit of story too, that um, my brother-in-law committed suicide. Let's see, probably, don't quote me on the exact, but around 15, 16 years ago. And I'll tell you right now, there were a lot of factors, you know, leading up to, but I'll tell you right now, sometimes they hide it. Sometimes there are no obvious signs. The sign that he was committed to doing it, to following through, was he was in the middle of agitation, and then all of a sudden he was good. He had relief. So that bottom one that I just mentioned, relief and sudden improvement, that was the indicator. And that was the indicator that was right before he pulled the trigger, literally 15 minutes. So once he got to that point, that you know, he found that symptom, that he felt good about his decision that he'd been thinking about for I don't know how long. It was only a matter of minutes. And so it was a very tragic situation. It was just a very scary situation. Now, you know, when you were just talking, Ange, a little bit ago about the father and son that were truck drivers that committed suicide, let me tell you a story. And I apologize, I don't know my reference for where I heard it. I just talked to Johnny about it last week. Okay, but there was literally a father and a son in their home, okay, having an argument, and the 17-year-old and his dad were frustrated, pissed off, whatever, at each other, talking like, you know, 17-year-olds and dads do, right? Yep. And I don't know the full context of the situation, other than the dad, in his anger, said something to the effect of, "I want you out of my life." Oh, no. The son walked into his bedroom, pulled out a gun and shot himself within 5 minutes.
Oh,
The
wow.
dad heard the gunshot, walked into his son's bedroom, found him, grabbed the gun, and killed himself. And so can you even imagine the tragedy that family is dealing with? I mean,
and I was gonna say, I think that's the one thing that bothers me the most is I don't think that people, when they're that depth in their depression and they're getting to that point of where they're happy with their suicide and this is what I'm going to do, and they start to feel that where they feel better about their decision, I don't think they ever think about what they're leaving, the mess that they're creating for their family members, and the questions. They always question why. You know, even if they left a note, it's the why. What did I do wrong? I think that's what's...
And I can tell you probably, you know, I can tell you pretty fairly confidently from my brother-in-law's situation that the stress that he was feeling about jobs and money and life and, you know, the things that we all deal with, you know, that cause us anxiety or whatever, in his mindset, for whatever reason, he felt like everybody else would be better off if he was dead.
Right.
And so it wasn't, you know, a lot of people say, you know, suicide is so selfish. It is this, it's that. I can tell you, you know, just from my personal experience with people who've been struggling in that area, that they're on the very opposite end of that spectrum. They're overthinking that them being gone would be the best. And so it's not that they're trying to be selfish. They're not trying to leave everybody in an ugly situation sometimes, you know, and that's where, you know, and I guess I want to say this, you know, we put out these warning signs that, you know, please watch out for each other, you know, whether it's people in the truck stop that you just met, whether it's friends, family, whatever the situation, watch out for each other. But sometimes there's nothing that can be done. And when that happens, I think it's so important that we emphasize that people not hold on to that. Oh my gosh, I should have done more. I could have done more. What should I have done differently?
Yes.
You know, and they beat themselves up because it triples the tragedy. You know what I mean?
That was
do what we
I had to
can.
learn too.
Yeah, do what we can. And obviously watch out for each other. Don't be complacent. You know, if you see somebody struggling, ask what's going on, get involved. Don't be complacent. But, you know, if tragedy does strike, you know, we've got to remember to just love each other, love ourselves, and never point blame within or on anybody else.
Yeah, because James and the kids would come up all the time and visit, and they're like, oh, we love you, we love you, we love you. I'm like, not right now, you don't, you know. Yeah. I think when you're in that state of mind, it's hard to accept that people do love you and care about you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll admit, Lori, you're not the only one. I was admitted to a hospital a long time ago. I was going through a divorce. Well, no, I'm sorry. We were separated because we didn't get divorced at that time. But I was feeling very suicidal. I was not on my medication. I had been taking antidepressants for a while. And like an idiot, I got off my antidepressant medication. And if any of you guys know, the proper way to do that is you have to wean yourself off. And I just went cold turkey. But I was smart enough that I walked into the hospital and I said, you have to admit me. I said, I'm feeling suicidal and this is not right. This is not normal. And I was admitted for about a week. And it was the best decision I ever made because at that point, I had a 3-year-old daughter. And the fact that I was thinking about killing myself when I was her only parent scared the shit out of me. And I was smart enough to walk into a hospital and say, I need help.
That's awesome.
We've got a lot of great comments here that I want to touch base. We got one from some weird guy named James Underwood. No, I'm just kidding. Lori's husband. He said by the time they get to that point, that they think everyone else is going to be better off without them. And that's so true.
I did.
Robert Gray said that there was a jumper in Bakersfield, California. He was up on the bridge 17 for hours. I'm not sure if he jumped. He did not jump. I know what you're talking about. He did not. Yeah. Thank God. It took him a long time to get him down, but that was successful.
Oh,
Johnny and I
wow.
actually had a situation where we were in a stopped traffic right in the middle of Albuquerque because somebody was on the bridge
Yep.
trying to jump. And luckily, the same thing. Authorities were able to get out there, grab him, and talk him back off the ledge before he jumped. But
Thank goodness.
I mean, as truck drivers, I think we see that a lot in the industry too. I mean, and it's unfortunate. Not only do we experience, depression, anxiety, stress, and, suicidal thoughts sometimes as truckers, but we have people try to commit suicide by truck, who are dealing with their own stress and anxiety. And that is another whole tragedy in and of itself.
We've got a comment here that I think we need to bring up on the show here, because I'm confused and I want some clarification on this. So it says, I've really been thinking about it, and my son told me that I'm dead. So my question to you, Diane, is, I want to make sure I understand you correctly. You've been thinking or contemplating suicide. If that's the case, can you please contact myself, Brooke, or Lori after the show?
Yes.
We would be
Like right
very,
now.
very,
Yes.
yeah.
Send me a text or call me.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yep.
We'll give you our phone numbers.
Yep.
James Underwood. Sorry, guys. We're getting to my comments. Please call someone and talk to him. Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. Heather said hugs to you, Angie. Thank you, Heather. Heather's so sweet.
Yeah.
Heather said she saw him out there. I think she was talking about that jumper in Bakersfield. That was not too long ago. Okay,
Yeah.
Diane, I'm going to send you my information right now, okay? You know what? We're going to do a commercial break.
Please do.
We're going to do a commercial break and we'll be back.
Perfect. Great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Treat a Trucker campaign is something that Larry and Angela Baum started a year and a half ago during the COVID crisis, when truck drivers couldn't find open places to eat. Sadly, a poll just released yesterday said 78% of truck drivers are again facing the same dilemma. This time it is due to staff shortages due to COVID. Please visit us on Facebook at Treat a Trucker and gift a free meal to a truck driver today. Say thank you for supplying America with a free meal. Again, visit us on Facebook at Treat a Trucker. Don't forget to visit our newest show, live streaming on Facebook every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. It's The Guys Show, A Trucker's View. The Trucker's View is a show starring our three guys who know a lot about the trucking industry, with over 60 years combined between them. It's a show with Pat, Larry, and Johnny every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. Come see what new topics that they will discuss, what questions they will answer, all about the trucking industry. You will never know what you're going to learn or hear. Don't forget to stop by and visit us at A Trucker's View today.
Okay, so give me just a second here. On my phone. Okay, so Diane, I'm trying to find you on Facebook, so give me just a half a second.
No,
Diane, if I can't find you, my name on Facebook is Angela Baum, Baum. Can you please add me as a friend so that I can give you my number?
And while you work on that, I'm going to tell a little story, Ange. That way you can focus on what you're
Thank
doing
you.
and see if you can connect to her. You guys, so when it comes to depression and the different types and, the different things to watch for and stuff, I was totally relating to what Lori talked about the different types of depression. And I'll give you just a little spin-off of my story, guys. Throughout my life, I've, had bouts of depression or whatever, anxiety, that came up at different times based on childhood trauma, some different things like that. But for the most of my life, what I found as an adult is that I was able to go ahead and pick myself up. If I had to be on antidepressants and it was never anxiety, it was mostly just antidepressants, and it was a small dose. If I ever had to, it was like Lori's comment, it was for a specific situation, and it was temporary. It was never ever a full-time situation to take medication for me. I normally have the personality type that I can pull myself up out of feeling like that. But let me tell you what happened. I had a pretty traumatic situation unfold between my, and I can't see who that is. Who is that, Ange, that's trying to get in? Is that Ange? Who is that? Somebody's trying to get in. You see that on Trucker Safety Divas, the ad?
Yeah,
who it
it
is.
says Angel, don't
No,
please have me.
That's me. I was telling her to please add me on
Oh.
Facebook. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went through a situation that created such anxiety and such depression that, I got on anti-anxiety meds and small dose antidepressants. And you guys, I haven't been able to get off that yet. We're talking 6 years now. That event
Wow.
was so traumatic that it created anxiety that I needed medication for. And I haven't been able to completely get off of, and again, they're low dose, but they're enough to help me cope daily. As I keep learning life skills to keep, coping with the daily stressors. But for whatever reason, that specific event actually changed my coping abilities. And that to me is one of the hardest pills to swallow. It's like, I keep thinking, what's wrong with me? Why is this different than it has been my entire life? But it was a crazy situation, created by myself and my husband at the time. And so it wasn't like somebody else's fault completely, it was his decisions and my decisions combined that created the situation. And it was enough to completely alter my life. And so I'm still working on that, so as I give advice about depression and the different types, even situational depression can have long-term effects. And it's still important that we continue to work on those coping skills. It's important that we recognize what we're going through and just work on, our inner selves and creating that grace for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Which we're going to have a thing for coping skills that we'll talk about.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get on here real quick because we're gonna have Angela Clark on here in a few minutes too, because she's gonna be talking about our fundraiser that we got going on. So I'll get to mine real quick. I'm gonna put up my banner, and sorry girls, I'm removing you.
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm talking about tonight is we were talking about suicide prevention and also in truck drivers. So I kind of want to let you guys know that they said that when I was doing my research today, that 1 in every 4 drivers suffers from depression or some type of mental illness. Like Lori was saying earlier when she was classifying the different forms of depression, could be PTSD, could be situational, it could be seasonal. It all depends, but 1 in 4 truck drivers does suffer from some form of mental illness. The trucking industry is the 4th highest industry with the highest suicide rate. So it does definitely affect truckers. The time that we seem to see more suicide in truck drivers is between November and January, which I kind of mentioned earlier in the show. Major reason for that is the stressors of bills, the stressors of not being able to be home, the stressors of missing family milestone events, and then also all the holidays that are going on that a lot of us truckers are going to have to miss. We know that trucking is an extremely dangerous job, but out of all the truckers that die within a year, suicide is among the top 10 leading causes of death for truck drivers. Let's see. Making sure I missed it. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, some of the triggers was the day-to-day events that happened on the road. Which, if you guys watched the Truckers View last night, Johnny touched base on this. He was talking about how so many of us will see accidents out on the road, or we witness a lot of death, whether it be accidents through 4-wheelers, accidents through trucks. So that's another trigger for a lot of us, and a lot of truck drivers wind up developing PTSD from all the death and tragedy that we see out here on the roads. The other one we've talked about is missing family milestones and events such as holidays, birthdays, school events. When you start missing all those things and you've got children or family that you're close to, it starts to really pile up on you after a while. I know last year during COVID, it was extremely hard for me because I couldn't go home to see any of my family. Again, missing life events, the holidays. Also, if a truck driver was to be in an accident or possibly cause an accident, that's another thing that could trigger suicidal thoughts or tendency and can also bring on PTSD also. And then the other is what we talked about before, witnessing so much death on the road. I don't think a lot of four-wheelers truly understand how much death that us as truck drivers do see out there on a daily basis. But it's a lot. We see a lot of accidents, not just truck drivers, but four-wheelers as well. So I did want to real quick let you guys know we are going to give away a couple things tonight. And before I forget, I also added some breast cancer awareness shirts up to Trucker Safety Divas tonight. And we will give you 20% of the proceeds to our fundraiser for Susan G. Coleman. I am going to be adding more tomorrow, so there's going to be more designs, but I'll show you just a few that are available now. So we have, and these are come in different different colors, but these are just some of the designs. But we have them available in T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. I also have tote bags, and I also have coffee cups. And again, and I've got about, thank you. I got about 4 more designs I'm going to put up tonight. And before I get Angela on here real quick, we've got a couple more. Roberts Gray said, and being alone all the time. We've got a lot of our streamers that watch us that's one of the things, that's one of the reasons they love watching us when we stream, because they get so lonely, and when they watch us when we're streaming, they get that connection and that interaction. And one of the things we're really good about on Trucking Life, all 3 of us, is we very much interact and we very much care about the people who watch us. And a lot of them are retired truckers or just retired in general, and so I get that.
And not only that, but it's a two-way street. For the person who is streaming, it's actually so much a positive interaction for them as well. And so a lot of times it helps with that solidarity and the loneliness that the trucker is feeling. So we're so grateful both ways.
Absolutely. So we've got another message. I apologize. It doesn't say who it's from. It says prayers for all the truck drivers out there. Just always remember that God is with you. Terry Williams said, I agree with you all about being alone. Unfortunately, and that's one of the things I know I know all 3 of us can relate to, even though we're out there with our husbands. I mean, Brooke and I have talked about this. Even though we're out on the road with our husbands, we miss our families so much of the time. But being out on the road, we understand your loneliness, because it's very, very lonely. I think trucking is one of the loneliest jobs out there. So I get the loneliness. Yes. Heather Burke said, we feel the same way. Brandy Ray said, hi, ladies. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you all for being such amazing friends. Brandy, you're a sweetheart.
Love you, Brandy.
And then she also said, prayers for everyone. Heather Burke said, yes, it helps me so much.
Okay. I know, me too.
We're going to add Angela Clark to this mix here in just a second. I think she's ready. I saw her get up to leave for a second. Okay, but she's actually our diva who has been in charge of putting together our Susan G. Coleman fundraiser. This was all her baby and her idea, so I want to bring her on here and let her talk about it. So give me just a second here. Hey, gorgeous. This has been weird not having you on the show the whole time.
I know.
How have you been?
Oh my goodness. In the last 14 minutes, it's been crazy.
No, sounds like my day. I get it.
I'm not kidding. So we took off this morning, and we went up the hills here a little ways to do something for my mom, and came back. I went to Walmart, and of course I've got 4 kids. Okay, they're driving me nuts. But I apparently got in the car and drove off and left my wallet sitting in the cart.
Oh, no!
And I didn't know it. I didn't
even notice it
until 2 wonderful women drove up to the house. And they brought me my wallet.
Oh, thank goodness.
My God, they brought it to your house?
They did. A lot of faith in humanity has been restored today.
Right? Oh, I love that story.
Also, thank God I carry my old ID around with me.
Right.
Oh, yes.
I still have my California ID that's, been dead for 4 years, but she found it. And I mean, I was so grateful to her. I really was. I cannot believe they put that much effort into it. So
That's
shout out to the
so
two
awesome.
women at Chico Walmart. I appreciate you so much.
Right? How
Yep.
awesome.
Yep. So anyway, yes, let's talk about this. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, everybody. As if we haven't already, shown you, we've all changed our profile pictures and we've changed the Divas Facebook, and it's beautiful. I want everyone to be aware of what we're doing. Okay, so we have started a fundraiser for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and I set a goal. I, hopefully will surpass it. We had 600 members when I set it up, so I set it for $600, $1 per member, and I think that that's definitely something achievable.
absolutely.
And this is a great foundation, and so I think everyone can agree that this is definitely a worthy cause.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say this month, we're going to have a lot of info for everyone. Breast cancer is not something just affecting women. It is definitely affects men also. So please, guys, all of our Diva supporters out there, guys, this information is for you too.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, if you guys are not familiar with the Susan G. Komen Foundation, they're pretty well known, but they're one of the biggest breast cancer as far as research. The money that they get not only goes towards research, but a lot of times women can't afford or don't have good insurance that will cover mammograms. So that's where Susan G. Komen will step in. They also help with sometimes medication and radiation expenses if somebody doesn't have insurance and maybe their doctor is saying, gee, I'm sorry, we can't afford to do radiation or chemo on you there because you don't have insurance. A lot of times they can step in and help take off some of that burden too. And it's just amazing. I was reading, and I'm sorry, I put up the statistics on Trucker Safety Diva the other day, but I believe it's like one every 10 minutes, a woman in the United States is getting diagnosed with breast cancer, and one every 12 minutes is dying from breast cancer. At this point, as long as we've known about breast cancer, I hope before we die, we find some, yes, because it's just too many. Just too many people have been affected by it. But we've got so much great stuff for the whole month of October. We're so excited about it. There's already tons of good stuff that we've already put up there on Trucker Safety Diva, but we'll be putting up a lot of stuff. And we're not going to be talking about only breast cancer awareness stuff. We'll be having 2 weeks where we will. And we do have our schedule up on the website also. And I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. What's next week's show? Do you guys?
Okay. So next week is breast self-exams, and we're going to be talking to a couple of breast cancer survivors.
That's right.
Thank you.
We're going to hear their stories. Yep, we're going to hear their stories. And I am hoping, cross your fingers, girls, because my truck, the Pink Panther, has a history. It was a breast cancer awareness truck, and I am trying to get a hold of the people who had it before I did. So hopefully I will have that story next week.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I will totally love that.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a couple more questions here, and then I'm going to have Larry do the spinning the wheel thingy here. Let's see. You guys make my day every day. Oh, thank you, Jane. You're so sweet.
Love you, Jane.
Jana said, oh, my God, that happened to me, but I flew back to the store about your wallet.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't notice it until tomorrow when I got in the car. I mean, honestly, I don't even know what to say. I'm just dumbfounded at how much I don't pay attention.
Yeah, and thank God they were so honest.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful they were. Yes.
Thank God. I had a little bit of money and I gave it to her. She didn't want to take it, but I'm like, no, you have no idea. I don't even live here. I would have been up a creek. And
yes.
So I gladly, everything is in there. And nothing was
right.
So I'm blessed.
Kathy, yes, there is a link to make a donation. I will send you the link, but it is in Trucker Safety Divas. Angela, did we pin that up to the top of the page?
Divas.
I don't know if
I'm
it's
sorry.
pinned, but we will make it pinned.
Well,
I'm not
yeah, we'll make
confirmed yet, but we will make it pinned. Yes.
Okay, yeah, we'll make that pinned up to the top of the page. You'll notice at the top of the page of Trucker Safety Divas, there's like a few things that are pinned to the very top just to make it like our schedule for the month, just to make it easy for you guys to see. So we'll make sure that that is up there as well.
Yep.
Sorry. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure. Jay Diane said, I have had cancer 3 times, 2 breast cancers, and I had a double mastectomy.
Oh, wow.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, Diane, please contact me on the Facebook page or through Messenger. I'd like to talk to you, okay?
Yes, please.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. He's trying to write down everybody's names. I want to make sure we didn't miss anybody here. That's Kathy Hilton. Okay, it's right here, Kathy Hilton, like the hotel. He's trying to make sure. Yeah, that's the easiest way. Sorry. All the ladies are so great. Thanks for what you do.
Aw, thanks,
Thank
Gary.
you.
Thanks, Gary.
Brandy says prayers, Diane. If we ever need to talk, you're welcome to add me if you need to talk. See, aren't you glad you walked in here tonight? Now you're walking away with a whole bunch of women that can help you out.
Yeah,
Right.
Diane, there's a lot of people that would love to talk to you and interact. So I'm so grateful that you were brave enough to just say something.
Yes.
And I really hope that you reach out to one of us because we would all love to talk to you.
Okay, this is sad, and I apologize. I don't know who it's from, but it says my grandma survived breast cancer and she died with lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
That's
I'm
Amber.
so sorry.
That's my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I see that now. It's Amber.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys, I have one more name for a little spinny wheel here. Okay, so I'll show you what we're going to give away while Larry gets the names on here real quick. So the first thing we're going to give away is, a lot of you guys know, but in case you don't, I'm going to tell you anyway. Yes. Cutler, Kathy Cutler. I did the last name wrong. T-L-E-R.
This one's
So I apologize. So Lori sells paparazzi jewelry, and so I have purchased a couple pieces for her, specifically for breast cancer awareness. This one has got some light pink to it. Lori, I don't know. You want to describe it? You'll probably describe it better than I will.
Okay. This is one of our blockbuster pieces that we sell. It has your ribbon necklace part of it, and it's got a bunch of your silver and your light pink gems to that. The ribbon, you can make it shorter or you can make it longer, and all of our necklaces come with matching earrings.
I actually have this set, so I love that one. What I love the most about it is the ribbon on it. So,
I love the ribbon ones.
It's gorgeous.
Are you ready to do the wheelie thing?
I like that. The really
Okay.
thing.
All right. Go ahead. We're going to do it twice tonight. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's going to come up here so you guys can see it.
Where is it?
Go forward.
Okay, there's a glare, but I'll
Yes.
put it over. Oh, we need some volume.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
I can't see who it landed on, but oh, it's Janet.
All right.
Did you only put first names of people? Okay. All right. Can you put a little star next to her so I know jewelry is hers? Okay, and then the next thing we're going to give away, and this you can have in any color that's available on the website, but we're going to give away this breast cancer shirt. It does come in white, light pink, lilac, I believe, and light blue and black. So it's the Hope breast cancer shirt, and you can have it whatever size you want. Ready? Ready? This is for the shirt. Who is it?
One of the
Which
Cathys.
Which Kathy?
I got it right here.
Okay.
Run through the wall.
It's Kathy.
Kathy Hilton. All right, Kathy Hilton, you won a breast cancer awareness shirt. Make sure you write that down. Sorry. Okay, so Kathy Hilton, please get with me, and I will get your shirt ordered. Lori, I'll get with Lori and give your information on the jewelry for the winner of the jewelry, and Lori will get that mailed off to you guys next week. And we'll have another shirt and another set of jewelry that we're going to give away next week as well. So before we get ready to close the show, is there anything else that we needed to mention before I forget?
Coping skills.
Oh, yeah, I don't have my coping skills. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, you didn't get that one? Okay, that's fine.
No.
Okay, so
I had I thought I had the statistics on truckers and suicide, so I apologize.
it's okay. Okay, so coping skills are basically anything. Okay, journaling, a visual journal, coloring, diamond paintings, anything that takes your mind off of your stress, your panic attacks, your depression. And while you're doing those coping skills, what the best thing that I was taught, you get out of your mind. You try to escape what you're thinking up here, and that's how the coping skills work. Is you get involved with whatever you're doing. So if you're doing a diamond painting, hey, you know what? Let it take you away to a different story while you're doing it. You're reading a book, get into the book. But that's what a coping skill is. So any crafts, any taking a walk, stuff like that, painting, those are all really good coping skills. I will put this out tonight about the coping skill list so everybody can see it. But the hardest thing is getting used to doing a coping skill. So as long as you practice it, you'll get it down.
I know for me, I like journaling and I like listening to music. Those seem to be the two things that help me when I get to that either anxiety or I'm having depression. Those seem to be the two things, especially music. I could be in the worst music or the worst mood possible. I mean, I could be crying, like having the worst day ever, but music, for whatever reason, is so emotional and touches you and it can lift me out. And then when that doesn't work, then I do journaling because journaling helps too, just getting it down on it. I think Brooke's probably like me. I'm very much, I like to write things down. I'm a storyteller, so
Me too.
a diary or journaling helps me.
Yes.
And we're going to have all this. I've got Brooke's flyer that I'm getting ready to put up after the show. I'm going to put up my flyer and my statistical information. Then Lori's also going to put up her coping skills. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Larry told me to tell the winners not to don't forget to contact me. And I do have your information. Yeah. Larry's been taking care of it for me. So,
good job, Larry.
Okay, I just had James said that he kills stuff on the Xbox that helps him.
Right.
Yeah,
everybody's got their way to go.
Yeah, hey.
Oh Lord.
And diamond painting is one thing I've wanted to start, but I have not started. So maybe that's something I should look into.
Oh, girl, I love diamond paintings. They're amazing, and I love
need to do that.
Crafty. That's just
I know a lot of people who use that for their, stress relief.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're tedious, but they're really, really fun.
Yeah, I'll probably need to wear my glasses for that, right? Because they're tiny, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I actually have a magnifier because of my eyes, so I have a big magnifier so I can see how tiny the pieces are.
Hey, that might work for me. I'm willing to try because I love crafty stuff. Hobby Lobby is my jam, man. I could lose all my money there.
Oh, right?
Oh, God. Okay, guys, we're good. I know it's getting late, and we started the show late. Thank you guys for being so flexible. It was my fault. I was running around with my grandkids today. But I want to thank all my divas. And again, we're going to start having more divas on the show because you guys need to see what makes trucking safety divas. It's not just me, Brooke, and Angie. Lori right here. She's one of our biggest people at Trucker Safety Divas, and she's been on the show. I think that's her second time now. So we want to start showcasing, and we'll have more of our Trucker Safety Divas on here so you guys can get to know them all. And I think that's it. Anything else, ladies?
That's it. No,
just reach out if you guys are having a problem.
Yes.
Contact us, message us, whatever, but reach out.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you know somebody that's depressed or down or having suicidal thoughts, please reach out to them. Don't be the person sitting on the sidelines not doing anything. Reach out to that person and see if they need somebody to talk to or a shoulder to talk to. And just like we've all said here on the show, Diane, we're going to be contacting you after the show. If anybody else needs to contact us, don't hesitate. We will reach out to all of you guys. We're here for you. And don't forget, next week's show, we're going to be talking about breast self-exams and talking to some people who have had breast cancer. We've got a lot of great shows. We're booking into November here already, and we've been working our butt off on some great shows. So we appreciate everybody for watching. Be sure to like it, share it, invite your friends to join our group if they're female. Sorry, guys. But thank you, everybody, so much. We do appreciate everybody. And thank you, my divas, for helping us out tonight.
Got it. Good night.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.